Hey McGregor family, this is Mr. Johnson coming to you kind of live from McGregor Elementary School. I wish you were here right now with me. I wish we had a regular day where I could say good morning to you, but we don't have that just yet. But I am hopeful that we will soon. Ordinarily during the first week of school, I'd come around to your classrooms and I'd go ahead and do a read aloud with your class and have an opportunity to get to see everybody again and have some fun. But since I can't do that right now, I thought I would record a read aloud for you, and perhaps your teachers will show it to you, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. The book is actually written by one of my favorite authors and illustrators. His name is Mark Teague. Mark Teague, awesome illustrator. And in this case, he also wrote the story. Okay, so he didn't just draw the pictures; he actually wrote the story itself. It's called The Secret Shortcut by Mark Teague. The Secret Shortcut. And I love this story because back when I was a kid, I used to walk to school all the time, and we used to take the shortcut through my neighbor's yard, which was a bad idea because we got in trouble for it. But walking to school was always like an adventure, and that's kind of what this school is like, so it's really cool. The Secret Shortcut by Mark Teague. On Monday, Wendell and Floyd were late for school. That's not good. What? There's like aliens. There's Wendell and Floyd. Maybe that's why they were late. They had nearly been captured by space creatures, they told their teacher. Ridiculous, said Miss Gernsblatt. Gernsblatt. Ridiculous, said Miss Gernsblatt, and she warned them not to let it happen again. I don't think she believed them. I'm not sure I would believe that either. They're up a tree, and there's pirates. What's going on? But Tuesday was no better. Pirates were loose in the neighborhood. It was sheer bad luck. Wendell and Floyd explained when they showed up late for school. Preposterous, said Mrs. Gernsblatt. So they were late for school again, and this time it was pirates. I don't think she bought it. And preposterous means it's just plain crazy. There's no way. There's a bunch of frogs, and there's Wendell and Floyd trying to walk and not step on the frogs. I wonder if they were late again. Let's see what they say this time. And on Wednesday, even though Wendell and Floyd left early, a plague of frogs made them late once again. Absurd, cried their teacher. I'm warning you, be here on time tomorrow, or else. No more crazy excuses. A plague is like when there's like something really bad, sort of like this like recent pandemic or something, somewhere a sickness or like a lot of creatures that come and overtake a place. It's like a pandemic, so it's a plague. So they can't be late the next day. Since they can't be late the next day, it looks like it's early morning and he's still in his PJs. Maybe they're trying to get a head start so they're not late again. Let's see what it says. There's got to be a way to get to school on time, said Wendell. We'll just have to leave earlier. Floyd arrived at Wendell's house so early the next morning that the sun was barely up and Wendell was still in his pajamas. What are they doing here? Oh, they're climbing over the... Oh, they have to get there. I bet that's why it's called the secret shortcut. They have to find a faster way to school. Let's see what it says. I got an idea, said Wendell, as he quickly got dressed. We'll follow my secret shortcut and get to school even sooner. Shortcut? Asked Floyd. I didn't know there were any good shortcuts to school. This is the secretest shortcut of all, said Wendell. In fact, I invented it myself. He led Floyd up the alley, by the Ulick's backyard, then down a culvert, over a fence, and through a dense thicket of blackberry vines. That That looks like a jungle. I'm not sure that there should be a jungle on the way to school. Let's see what it says. Then they scrambled over some boulders, down a steep bank, and across a narrow stream. This is some shortcut, said Floyd. Relax, said Wendell. We'll be there in a minute. But the forest became thicker and darker. Soon it was hung with vines. The screeches of strange jungle animals echoed all around. Maybe we took a wrong turn, said Floyd. I'm pretty sure the school is right up ahead, Wendell told him. I don't think so. Whoa. That would be freaky. Oh, it's a hippo. But the jungle only grew wilder, and when the boys finally came to a trail, it didn't lead straight to the school, as they had hoped. Instead, it meandered through quicksand swamps and past large sleeping crocodiles. If it meanders, it means it doesn't follow a straight path, right? And it went across a deep, rocky gorge. Ooh. A gorge is like a big, giant hole. A canyon. It began to get late. This is really going to be hard to explain, said Floyd. They stood in a small clearing. I have an idea, said Wendell. We'll climb a tree and see if we can spot the school. In the tree, all I see is monkeys. Let's see what happens. They chose the biggest, tallest tree they could find and climbed all the way to the top. Do you see the school? Asked Wendell. I don't even see the town, said Floyd. I don't think they're going to make it to school on time. They watched some monkeys playing in the treetops. I have another idea, said Wendell. What is it? Asked Floyd. He was getting tired of Wendell's ideas. We'll swing from these vines just like the monkeys, said Wendell. That way we'll travel much faster. Swinging from the vines definitely looks fun. I'm not sure it's going to be any faster. Soon they were swinging from vine to vine. Hey, this isn't bad, shouted Floyd. I bet we're making good time. I knew this shortcut would work, Wendell crowed, which means he was being really proud of himself. But at that moment, they ran out of vines. They got a little muddy. The boys landed plop, plop. When you use sounds like that, it's called, that's right, onomatopoeia. They landed plop, plop in a giant puddle of mud. Now what do we do? Asked Floyd. I don't know, said Wendell. I'm out of ideas. They sat in the puddle and thought about all the trouble they were going to be in. Mrs. Gernsblatt will never believe this story, said Wendell. It is sort of crazy, said Floyd. Just then, from far away, they heard a school bell ring. They're gonna make it. Did you hear that? Cried Wendell. That was the first bell. We can still make it if we run. They ran until the jungle gave way to a forest, and the forest became woods, and then they scurried through the Mortleys' backyard and up the hill to the school. They flew through the door of Miss Gernsblatt's room and landed squishily in their seats, just as the bell rang. Man, are they dirty. Well, you made it, said the teacher, and just in time. But how on earth did you get so muddy just walking to school? Floyd looked at Wendell, and Wendell looked at Floyd. On second thought, said Miss Gernsblatt, maybe you'd better not say. During recess, Wendell and Floyd sat in the sun to give the mud a chance to dry. Well, at least we finally got to school on time, said Wendell. That's the main thing, Floyd agreed. And in fact, it was quite a while before they were ever late to school again. Even so, they never did find a really good shortcut. The author gives you that picture so that you can think to your head, oh, I can make an inference. I bet every single day there was a crazy adventure on their way to school. Oh, I really hope you enjoyed that story. I know I loved it. It's one of my favorite ones to read at this time of year. And I hope to see you all again soon. And I hope you're enjoying your remote classrooms and getting an opportunity to see one another in your Zoom meetings and get a chance to interact with your teacher. I hope that you have a great day today and a great weekend coming up. All right? Take care, everybody, and we'll see you soon.